Hello, everyone. I'm Lara Krinsky, and welcome back to FIDF Live. Today, we are celebrating International Women's Day, a global day where we honor women's achievements and trailblazing accomplishments, ways in which we have changed the world and are changing the world for good. At FIDF, we are proud to support this mission today and every day by supporting the Israel Defense Forces, which stands out among the world's militaries for the high number of women represented in its ranks and leadership. With that, I am ecstatic to introduce you to our esteemed panelists. With us today, we've brought you Captain Ofir. Captain Ofir is the commander of the elite Snapir unit in the Israeli Navy. Captain Ofir is the first and only woman ever to command this naval combat unit that secures Israel's northern sea border with Lebanon and executes special operations protecting both military and civilian ports. And what did I do today? I mean, this woman is incredible. We also have with us Sharon Mishkin, our New England FIDF board chair. Sharon is deeply committed to supporting Israel's soldiers. She has shared her passion leading women's missions in Israel. She has adopted a unit of 3 Air Force squadrons. She has supported numerous FIDF programs, and she has even opened her home to host FIDF events and raise awareness and support. She truly leads at every opportunity. We also have with us Lital Leshem. She is an American-Israeli award-winning entrepreneur who co-founded Carbyne, which you'll get to hear more about soon, a cloud-based public safety solution, and I might say miracle. It's genius, really, stay tuned. And she also works as a corporate advisor scaling startups. She's a managing partner at And Beyond VC in Israel. She was featured in Forbes 30 Under 30. She is a founding member of the UAE Israel Business Council, and no surprise, this leadership was groomed and cultivated in the IDF, where she served as a captain, implementing technology solutions for governments and military organizations. So, ladies, it is thrilling to have all of you here with us at FIDF together. We could really spend a full episode with each of you. But before we jump in, I just want to get our audience in the mood with a video that is going to show us the risk-taking, odds-defying, barrier-breaking women in the IDF. And we're going to hear thereafter from the next generation of FIDF's young leadership, how these women have inspired them. Let's watch.
People always ask me what it's like being a male combat soldier. I tell them it's just like being any other combat soldier.
Being a guy doesn't stop me from getting the job done.
I can shoot a gun as well as any of the women.
I'm just as strong as the girls.
My dad always told me that you can do anything you set your mind to.
You just have to believe in yourself.
No matter how often I hear,
do you need any help?
Is that too heavy for you?
Oh, are you cold?
sweetie,
Cutie.
dude.
Bro.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? I just brush it off.
I don't let anything stand in my way.
Every day, I fight to prove my worth. That I'm smart enough.
That I'm strong enough.
But I'm not going anywhere.
Can a guy do guard duty?
Can a guy stop a terrorist attack?
Come on.
Why not? Boy power.
Sounds ridiculous, right? We're not female soldiers. We're IDF soldiers, defending our country.
That video is hysterical and just goes to show that women can do anything, and it's ridiculous when we ever question a woman's strength.
My message for Israel's soldiers on International Women's Day is to fight like a girl.
As women in a male-dominated field, you face unique challenges and obstacles both on and off the battlefield. But you have shown time and time again that you are more than capable of rising to the occasion and achieving greatness.
I see the IDF as more than a military. It's a symbol of pride in Israel and in my Jewishness, and also a symbol of security for my future.
It's crucial that we support the women of the IDF because we're breaking gender stereotypes. Women are leaders in the army. and we are just as capable as our male counterparts working together to keep Israel safe.
I want to say thank you to the young women of the IDF. The IDF sets such a great example of what diversity, equity, and inclusion is, and that's in large part thanks to you. You set such an incredible example for young girls in Israel, for young Jewish girls all around the world, and truly for everyone.
The Israel Defense Forces are one of the few armies in the world that conscript women into its ranks under a mandatory military draft law.
Seeing women serve in the IDF is especially exciting, and it's such a reflection of the country that I love. Everyone contributes, and everyone is valued equally. As a mother of 2 young daughters, that's become even more important to me than when I first became involved with FIDF over a decade ago.
Israel is a democracy, one of the only democracies in the Middle East in which women have equal rights to men. Women are able to live freely. Women are able to wear what they want, dress what they want, be in the careers that they want to be in.
And I'm proud to support a country that includes and supports women as equals in their military and in their social and cultural fabric.
As a woman, I want to thank the soldiers of the IDF for protecting a place that values my rights.
My message to the women of the IDF is simply, thank you.
Happy International Women's Day to the women serving in the IDF. You are true heroes.
It's crucial for us women to support one another so that we may rise to new heights and have stereotyping and glass ceilings be a thing of the past.
I just want you to know that we love you, we're thinking of you, we support you, and we truly are inspired by you.
Keep fighting, keep pushing, and keep inspiring. Thank you for all that you do, and happy International Women's Day.
Am Yisrael Chai.
Excellent. I hope that we're all feeling good. I know I'm feeling really good after watching that video. And thank you to all of our young leaders who spoke up in this video. The courage of the women of the IDF truly sets an example for all of us to dream bigger and go get it. So let's kick it off with our amazing guests. Sharon, I would love to start with you. If you could tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure, I'd love to. First of all, I want to say after watching that video, I'm not Israeli, but I have so much pride. Wow, just, so proud to have to see what the IDF does. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in Montreal and very strong Jewish community with a deep love for Israel. Learned from a young age from my family that, Israel is your only home. And you might be living somewhere else, but that you're just a guest there, that Israel is your home, and that no matter what, you support Israel. I now moved to Boston in 2003, and I have 4 daughters. One of my daughters is doing a gap year in Israel with Young Judea, and she's actually volunteering now as a medic on Magen David Adom and is very proud.
Amazing. Ofir, maybe you could go next and you can share a bit about your current position.
Yes, of course. So I'm Ofir, like you said. I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from a small village by the Sea of Galilee in Israel that's called Amnon. I began my service in 2015 in the Israeli Navy Officer Academy. After that, I was a weapon lieutenant in INS Keshet, and 6 months later, a position in 914 Brigade. From there, I continued to be the captain of Dvora 817, its patrol boat, and now I'm the first woman to command the IDF Navy Snapir unit in Haifa.
Wow, really incredible. We're going to get deeper, pardon the Navy pun, into all of these things in just a second. But Lital, I would love for you to also give us a snapshot, because as we heard in your intro, you're up to a lot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, happy to be here today with everybody. My name is Lital. I'm 35 years old. I come from the defense industry that started my career 7 years in the IDF. Got out as a captain. I was an operational officer in the paratroopers, and then an operational officer in Gaza Strip So most of my service was down in the Southern Command. Still in reserve, major, got my rank just in the last operation in Gaza. After spending 7 years in the IDF, I started my entrepreneurial career. So I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the co-founder of Carbyne, which is building next generation 911 systems, literally completely changing the way people interact with emergency authorities and first responders in times of distress. And I moved to New York 2017. I joined as a partner to a private equity fund that is mainly focused on the domains of defense, AGLS, public safety, aviation, and cybersecurity, investing mainly in Israel. And today I'm a co-founder and a managing partner of And Beyond, which is a VC based in Israel.
Amazing. You guys, are we lucky or what? Before we move into panel mode, I just want to take a moment for us to hear from each of our panelists about their why, because I really do think that our why is what converts a cool idea into action. Sharon, maybe we could start with you again. What motivates you to keep choosing FIDF day after day, year after year? What is it about this work?
So it was actually very simple for me. When I learned about all the programs with FIDF and realized how all these programs are like a gift that keeps on giving, it's changing the face of the society. It's making Israel that much stronger, whether it's the impact scholarships. These students wouldn't be able to achieve the goals and create this very strong country without getting their scholarships. It was also great to know that when everything's pure in that if I chose to support a program, I knew where the money was going. And it feels very good to contribute to changing Israel and making it stronger. And Israel's our home. So what better thing to do than support, the young soldiers that have no choice but to do their mandatory service to protect Israel's civilians and Jews outside the world.
Yeah, for those of you at home who aren't familiar with our Impact Scholarship, it's a 4-year scholarship for combat veterans to allow them to pursue the higher education of their choice. And we've had people go into absolutely every field, and that impacts the entire country. It truly ripples out, and we've seen people break the poverty cycle and lift their whole families and accomplish their dreams. It's incredible. Thank you, Sharon. Beautiful. Ofir, maybe next to you, why did you choose to enlist in the Navy?
Give me the opportunity to combine my passion to serve my country and my love for the sea. I remember when I was in my time to join the army, 3 things guide me. 1 is to be a combat soldier, 2 is to be a commander, and 3 is to serve in my favorite place, the sea.
Wow. That really is taking like appreciation to a whole new level, because I think that a lot of us, watching here tonight, we love the sea. We especially appreciate Israel's sea. It's so beautiful. But for you to really say, no, I want to preserve this. I want to protect this. I want to make this my mission, my personal mission, is just a next level of initiative and leadership. It's really beautiful. Lital, so maybe you can share with us, how did you choose to get in? Why did you choose? We're talking about our whys. Why did you choose to get into the security field? And how has the IDF affected your path?
Wow, I want to say that the IDF for me was definitely the most significant part of my life that really contributed and designed my character today. And I'm a military brat, if you wish. Both of my parents are were senior officers in the IDF. So I kind of like grew up in between bases, and it had a really significant part in my life. It was very obvious that I'm waiting to enlist and waiting to go to the army and do a very big role in the army. And I mean, I wanted to do something that will have a lot of impact on people's lives, because the IDF had so much impact on my life as a child, as a grown-up, and as a woman today. And I think the skill set that I took from the IDF is something that I'm implementing on the day by day in my current job or roles that I'm playing.
Could you elaborate on that for just a minute? When you say that it was the most impactful character building experience, if you can just explain that to all of us, that would be great.
Well, I can say that more than everything, I waited for it. School was not my thing at all. And when I was on my 5th grade, my dad took the entire family, and from the IDF, we moved to Carlisle, which is in Pennsylvania, for the Army War College. So I got to see the inside of the military, even the U.S. military, as a child, and live in the U.S. And capture the American culture, if you wish. And I think seeing my parents all of my life on uniforms made me, or grew a lot of expectation for me, to not from them, from myself, to do something very, very significant in my service. And I wanted to work with the infantry. I wanted to be in the field. I wanted to do something that really implements the safety of the country. And I really felt like I did during my entire service. And there isn't any bigger satisfaction than that.
Amazing. So we're going to get into some of the specifics here in a few minutes of how that has shown up, how that passion has really made an impact. All right, so now we're moving into our panel. I'm going to toss some questions out there inspired by International Women's Day, and I would love for you guys to chime in. Each of you are strong leaders in your own rights in different ways, and I'm just wondering if you can share some of the experiences that got you to where you are today. So Ofir, I would love to start with you. How did you feel when you were appointed the first female commander of the Israeli Navy's Snapir unit? Did you ever imagine that you would be in a position like this?
I was very excited when I'm informed that I got a job, but I think not because I'm the first female that becomes Snapir commander, but because I really want this part. It was my goal for a long time, and I worked so hard to get it. So I focused in this fact and my work, and it was very excited when I actually got it and finally have the chance to do this part.
So that's amazing that you didn't sort of frame it as, you versus your male counterparts. It was like it sounds like you were all going for the same achievements, and you felt that it was within reach. Yes?
Yes, I really don't think when I got the part, I don't have the chance even to think, oh, I'm a woman, this is the first time. I don't have the time to think about it. And it's very helped me to just get into the job and do what I have to do and just focus in the soldiers, in the missions, and that's it.
And yet still you are a first. You get to hold that and carry that. What has the reaction been with your family, with your friends, with your fellow soldiers? What has the experience been like?
Actually, they are all being very support. And my parents never let me feel like it's weird that I'm a woman, and in service, in the combat soldiers, they were like it's cool, we're proud of you, and that's it. Do your thing, keep going. And when you don't give it like a big deal situations, it's become normal, and that's what I want, that people treat me like it's a normal, and I think that that's it.
I really think that shows how far ahead the IDF is,
yes.
where it is something where it's normal, and everyone is regarding you and regarding your position as
yes,
normal.
Exactly. especially the Navy, like everyone treat me like it's a normal thing. No one do a big deal of that. And it's very helped me to focus my missions, my soldiers, what is really important.
Very cool. I mean, we love to hear that. And it really is the IDF in so many ways. And this is one of them, just like raises the bar for the rest of the world to go and catch up. Great. Lital, what kind of moments make you proud of the impact that you're making in your job?
Wow, for my current job, I think that Carbyne, as I mentioned, the platform that we developed in order to change the way people interact with the different emergency authorities. This company is literally saving lives on a daily basis. So from everything that I did the past decade, that is something I am mostly proud of daily.
And you have so much to be proud of. I'm really excited to share that we have a video for those of you who aren't familiar with Carbyne and what it does. Please check out this video that'll show you exactly how it makes the difference between life and death.
We received an emergency dispatch call here from a frantic mother.
They're gone. And so I start calling her. She finally answers the phone. She says she doesn't know where she is.
Her daughter was missing, and she had snuck out of the house.
She had put pillows underneath her blankets looking like she was laying in there. And I went in there to wake her up. I just had a funny feeling.
Riley, do you know where you are?
No.
Who are you with?
I don't know.
Are you on foot?
No, I just want to go home.
Okay. Who's driving?
I don't know.
Our officers were notified of the missing child and immediately put Carbyne into use.
Does your phone accept text messages?
Yes.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to send a link to your text messages, okay? And I need you to click on that link because that will show me where you are.
When we have the Carbyne, we can use it to silently text them.
We're coming into a generation now where everything is looking at a phone.
The real-time location is a paramount piece of the Carbyne.
They don't think that she was really aware that it was tracking her location every 5 seconds.
Do you know where you're going?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at, but I know I'm coming home.
Okay. Are they taking you home?
Yeah.
And she kept telling me that, you know, I think we're almost home, I think we're going home, and the location on Carbyne, they were not anywhere close to home. So it was nerve-wracking.
And so with us having that extra piece in place with the Carbyne, we were able to close that gap.
It provided everything that she couldn't.
Okay. I have your location right now, okay? Riley, I'm telling my officers where you are, okay? We're trying to get someone over there to find you, okay?
Okay.
It was very overwhelming when my deputies were able to pull over the vehicle.
Oh my God, they got her, thank God. Oh my God, thank God.
Yes, ma'am, that's Sergeant Klein. He's out with her now. They'll be coming over. They'll be bringing her back home, okay?
Thank you. Oh my God, thank you.
What went through my head when our sergeant went out with the girls was just a big yes.
The suspect in this case fled the scene. They could have been a victim of human trafficking. A number of things could have happened that night, but they didn't.
Technology in of itself that's available to first responder now it's phenomenal in a timely manner.
I think my favorite part is that it's ease of use. It doesn't take anything special. Nobody has to download a special app to use it.
Oh my God.
It's going to be okay. Just take a deep breath.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Hello.
Wow. So I don't know about any of you at home, but I'm like sitting here in a puddle. Like it's so emotional to watch that. And for me, it really just shows how Lital, your orientation to saving lives, that the IDF puts as its top priority, how that is so ingrained that it stayed with you even beyond your service. And just the leadership and the initiative to try and keep getting better and better, and to think that there's a better way to do this is just so inspiring. Can you share with us how you came to co-found this, where this idea came from and how you pursued it?
Sure. I just want to say that this is maybe the 100th time that I'm watching this video, and it gives me chills and goosebumps each time. Just to understand, this is an 8-year-old girl in Ohio that was literally kidnapped, put in the trunk of a car, and the only thing she was able to do is call her mom. Lucky enough that she had the phone on her. She didn't need any app or technology on her phone. We were already connected to the dispatch center. So once the operator sent her the link, it literally opened up all the information that she couldn't supply. Her camera from the device, her real-time location. She could chat with the dispatcher if she wouldn't have been able to speak. We founded Carbyne in 2014 after my partner, Amir, the CEO of the company, was attacked in the beach in Tel Aviv. And for the first time in his life, he called the police. And the operator answered him and started asking him a lot of questions in order to understand what's going on with him. And he couldn't believe that in the 21st century, there isn't a better way to communicate with first responders. We can order a pizza to our house or an Uber, and all of our information is out there, exposed and available. And once we really need for the other side to know where we are, what's our situation, what's our emergency, he literally has no clue. This method hasn't changed since the invention of the phone. We dial a 3-digit number, somebody answers on the other side, and the only source of information of what's going on in the field is that person who's talking, who can most of the time be hurt, panicked, confused, not even sure what's happening, or not even able to supply any of the information in order for that person on the other side to react accordingly and fast enough. And again, it's a real life matter that we solve each day. And that's my biggest pride.
Amazing. And I'm sure you can speak to, in your work with VCs, like, do you feel that a lot of the leadership and the innovation that you see is inspired by what's happened to those entrepreneurs in the IDF?
Definitely. The three of us, the three founders, we were all officers in the IDF, each one of us in our field. And I think even at our first initial conversation, even talking to each other and learning about each other, I think the fact that the three of us were officers in the IDF made a lot of impact on us making a decision to leave everything else and found a startup from zero before it was even a word.
Right. Wow. Amazing. Amazing to just see how the training that the IDF provides, that experience provides, that it lasts well beyond, when you take your uniform off. That the thinking and that leadership and ability to make decisions and assess the situation, how all of that really can have a life that applies to everything, and can help success in every arena. Thank you so much. So Sharon, I also want to come back to you, going back to that first question about, experiences that greatly impacted your journey. How is your leadership informed by visiting IDF units and meeting the women of the IDF?
I find, there's several impactful moments. It could be from an event where, a new donor or a new person who's just learning about FIDF has that aha moment when they understand the importance of FIDF and the need to support the soldiers. Going on the missions is truly life-changing. I watch these women who have no idea what they're going to walk into, and they meet these soldiers, and there's so much pride, and all you want to do is take care of them and show them love. And the amazing thing is the soldiers always thank us. And we're like, what? Why are you thanking me? You're doing the hard job. What I'm doing is simple. It's easy in comparison. It's also there's so much pride to see these young women in uniform who can do anything, right? Israel, the IDF is the great equalizer for men, women, where once you put on that uniform, you're equal and you have all the potential as everyone else. So there's a lot of pride. And that's what gives me the strength to keep working hard and trying to share all the special things that FIDF is doing for the IDF soldiers.
And do you find that when you're talking to other people in your community, other women in your community, you know, is it something that they know about the IDF, or do you find that it's something that you're teaching, that you're, you know, sort of raising their awareness around?
So I think so often people don't realize, they don't know a lot about the IDF, about the morality. And to be honest, I learn something new every day. So there's always more to learn. There's so much to be proud of. You know, I look at Ofir and Lital, and I'm at a deficit. I didn't serve in the army. They had the ability to, whatever this recipe is of the IDF, which I so badly want to know, where they create these human beings that have skills that are beyond what any Americans can have, and so much pride. And I just, you know, I want people to realize how special the IDF is, that they take care of their soldiers, they worry about them, and there's so much morality that I wish I could share with the world to help the view of the IDF.
Thank you so much. I totally agree with you. It's like I want to put on Ofir and Lital, you know, it's just Purim, like these Wonder Woman capes. You know, even our beloved Gal Gadot, you know, she was also an IDF soldier, so of course she went on to be Wonder Woman. But it really is. I completely feel your sentiment, Sharon. Completely. Ofir, that's a perfect segue. I want to go back to you, and if there's any operational event that you can share with us, if there's any experience that you took part in that had a big impact on you that you could share with us, we'd love to hear.
Yes, actually, I remember one event that was really meaningful to me. As a part of our job, Snapir unit, to defend the port, we got to take part in saving lives of people in dangers at sea, no matter if they are Israeli citizens or not. One of the most meaningful situations to me is one where we got emergency call because of a man that had a heart attack in a cruise. We gather in time, managing to evacuate him and his wife. And in the end, he made it in time to the hospital and survived. And today, I'm glad to say that he's back to his job and he feels good, also with his wife. And I think these medical events are very touching because it shows the IDF works for everyone, doesn't matter if their culture or their gender or nationality. And it's great honor for us, the soldiers, to have the opportunity actually to save lives. And it's amazing, and it's give you a motivation to keep doing what you do ourselves.
Yeah, that's to have the experience of saving a life so intimately. I mean, that is a very sort of hands-on example, because you're saving lives by defending the ports and by defending the maritime border. Like, that's one way to save lives that you're doing every day. But this was a very intimate example of that, where you got to meet the person.
Yeah. And actually, after that, when he got back to the hospital and to his home, we discovered that his friends he knows one of the soldiers that was on the boat and saved him from there. It was amazing, and he keep in touch with us and send us videos and message, and it's a very special bond. And that's it.
Beautiful. Ofir, can you continue and share with us maybe an obstacle that you faced in getting to where you are today? I mean, it sounds like you put your mind to it, but we all know that along the way there are
Yes.
bumps along the road. Nothing is ever just a straight line. So if you could share with us an obstacle that you faced and how you responded to it.
I can share a field, I called it, on the Dvora, 817. There are no female soldiers at all, only men. And just the captain can be a woman, which was me. And being on the only woman on board was the challenge I feel most before I started my job. I didn't know how the soldiers see me or how they feel about it, that women come and tell them what to do. So it was sit on my head a lot of time before I started my job. But actually, when I start, it didn't stop me from taking care of them and fulfill our combat missions. And now, when I'm after the job, when I'm looking back, I admit there is no reason to be concerned. My crew in 817 was open and welcoming from day one. And actually, at sea, on the boat, you don't have time or the privilege not to welcome and love everyone. We are all in a very small boat, small area, and eat together, sleep, work 24/7. And that's really make the best condition to make your team family and treat everyone, and not just a woman. There was a lot of culture in the boat, soldier from the North Israel, South Israel, and everyone is just get the treat. They are equal at sea.
And you deserve so much of the credit for that, because, you know, very often the leadership sets the tone. So by bringing that, it really, you know, set that environment for everyone to benefit from.
Yes, I hope. I think when I got the job and I just come and take it like it's a normal thing, and everything is okay, I'm here for you. Although I am a woman or not man, it's different. I think it's really get the message that we are all together, actually at the same boat with one mission, and we have to get along with each other no matter what. And I think it was good. It's good. We was a very family and a good team.
Amazing to hear. Lital and Sharon, I'll toss the same question to you guys. Were there times in which you felt perhaps underestimated, and how did you respond to those moments? Lital, do you want to take that first?
Sure. I can't really point on places, neither in my service or in my career, which I felt underestimated. I did come from a very, I want to say, men-dominated world through my career, but I always felt like I was measured by my skills and not by my gender, and at most of the places that I was. So the only thing I would say is, if you're good, then be your best, and it doesn't affect, or it doesn't have any impact on if you're a man or a woman. My personal experience in rooms full of men is a good experience. I think that when you bring yourself, and you advocate for yourself, and you know your worth, then it goes out like that, and you don't need to prove anything to anybody.
I love that. I think that is amazing. Like, that's an incredible message to send out there, that, you know, your value will shine. Like, let it out. Like, be yourself, assert yourself, and then nothing can stand in your way. It's really a very powerful message. Sharon, can you speak to that as well? Times that you felt underestimated as a woman, and you mentioned that you have daughters. How is maybe their experience different from yours, or similar to Lital's?
So throughout my life, I've definitely experienced times where I had to fight a little bit harder. But I don't give up easily. As anyone that knows me, it takes a lot to stop me to accomplish what I want to achieve. And I tell my daughters all the time, and they I think they're in a different generation where they do see that they can be anything they want to be. They've gone to Israel, they've seen the female soldiers. So for them, I think there's a sense of normalcy. For my generation, it's a bit different, but for theirs, they see the female soldiers that can do anything a man can do. So I hope they've gotten the message that, there's no limits to what they can do.
Excellent. We are getting closer to the end of the session, but I want each of you to be able to speak to our viewers directly. And what would you like for them to take away on this International Women's Day? Sharon, I'm going to toss it back to you. How, by supporting FIDF, are you also supporting women?
So I've had the privilege to chair missions that Gila Cliffy led, and brought women to Israel to see the female soldiers, to see that they can do everything. So I think it's really important. And I've learned now that many women want to be among other women and celebrate women. And it's a very special message. I do hear from a lot of the men, they're definitely jealous of it, which they should be. But I want to keep that message going. These women's missions are so important, and to go and see with so much pride how strong these young women are, and they're defending us just the same way the men are. And I've actually heard male soldiers say that they work even harder when there's females around, because the women are so determined and dedicated that they have to up their ante to keep up with the women, because the women are so excited and this is all new, whereas the guys kind of take it for granted. So they don't want to look bad. So they work even harder, which I think is great.
Excellent. Absolutely. Women are raising the bar for everyone. Excellent. Lital, advice for women who want to follow in your footsteps and succeed.
I would say be persistent, advocate for one another, and maybe don't let setbacks discourage you from pursuing your goals.
Excellent. Thank you. Ofir, what advice would you give to the next generation of women military leaders?
So I think that my advice and the thing that I learned from my journey in the army is just don't let anyone tell you that you can. There is no place for men rules and women rules everywhere, anywhere, actually. And I think that if you work hard enough, you can accomplish anything. So don't afraid from hard work and just straight to the goal. And that's it.
Well, amazing inspiration and words of wisdom. Before we close and thank our panelists, FIDF actually has a special surprise. We have a special message for us straight from Brigadier General Ella Shado, IDF advisor to the Chief of Staff on Gender Affairs. And I know we're already proud, but she will make you even prouder of the women of the IDF. Let's hear her message.
Everyone, I am Brigadier General Ella Shado, and I am the advisor to the Chief of the General Staff on Gender Affairs. In honor of the International Women's Day, I would like to share with you all some of the amazing achievements that our wonderful women in the IDF have accomplished. The number of women in the combat position in the IDF has grown tremendously as more and more women are applying to those roles. They encourage other women to do so as well. We are constantly working very hard to improve and provide a respectful environment to all those serving in the IDF, and we have zero tolerance to anything that goes against this protocol. Women in the IDF serve in leadership roles and star as the decision makers. These women keep pushing the military forward. I would like to encourage all of you, strong women, who are watching this, to keep moving forward and pursue your passion and dreams. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Happy International Women's Day.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. thank you to everyone out there in Zoom land for joining us on this special and empowering episode of FIDF Live. And thank you to our amazing panelists who joined us today. I'm sorry to see this episode end. Truly, there were so many things that each of you said that I'm like, well, I want to know more about that. I want to know more about that. Sadly, we don't have all day, but I hope that the inspiration that you guys provided us will stay with our viewers until the next International Women's Day and beyond. For all of you at home, keep embracing our soldiers. I hope that their example and their courage continue to lift us all. And for more information on FIDF's programs, the ones that you heard about today, or to get involved, head over to FIDF's website at fidf.org, where you can sign up for our email lists or stay with a steady stream of soldier inspiration on our Facebook or Instagram pages. Please follow us. Happy International Women's Day, and thank you again, Captain Ofir, Sharon, we love you, and Lital. Wow, thank you all so much. Happy International Women's Day.